I'm going live while you get your stuff figured out. It's because there's people waiting. We are live. Coca-Cola 600. Yeah, buddy.
What's up?
Nick is having a little bit of technical difficulties, but and excuse us because we've been drinking since what? 9 a.m.
At least
9 a.m.
last night, nonstop.
Ooh. Who's the Paul Menard pick of the week? So Connor wants to know.
Read my article.
It's a simple link click, bud. Mr. finishes top 5 on 7 cylinders yesterday.
Well, I don't think you need a camera from me, so at this point we're screwed. Your browser can't access your devices.
It's like it has like the red on the start
other
cam.
applications.
All right.
I closed every application on my whole computer.
How is for everybody that's here? How's audio sounding right now? Let me know in the comments. Noah Gregson is Nick's Paul Menard pick of the week.
So the reason is because the back markers, mid-tier and lower, is basically just the Daytona Talladega strategy, right? Like if somebody's under-owned, you play them because we're running 600 miles, and guess what's happening at every 400 miles? Caution, flat tire. So like now add 50% to all that. You just got ownership percentages in the mid and lower tiers, right? Like it may not work out, but in the long run, if you run this race a billion times, it's gonna work out.
So when it comes to, are you talking going Gregson off of LaJoy or combining Gregson with LaJoy? Because that might be, the like some kind of strategy, getting that extra cap.
I just think he's going to be underplayed in general. So it's whether you're going off Keselowski, you're going off LaJoy, you're combining it with Keselowski, you're combining it with LaJoy. Point is, Keselowski and LaJoy are going to draw a ton of ownership, right? And even Ryan Preece is going to draw a bunch of ownership. So Gregson's going to be the one that's under-owned in that salary range. So I think you just kind of got to go with him. And like what he did yesterday in the Xfinity Series, he was ripping the top and making gains and finished really well despite dropping a cylinder at one point. So yeah, I think you just you have to just play the strategy of this race. And this race probably will have some attrition, probably will be 600 miles, and look what's happened this year with all the cautions. Like this will probably be one of the longest races we've watched in our lives as far as the 600. I think you just have to live with the fact that there are going to be cautions. There's 4 stages, by the way, right? Not 3 stages, there's 4 stages. So every 100 laps, they re-rack them. So he's probably not going to lose a lap most of the time if you're going to have cautions between the 100 laps and a caution every 100 laps. So at this point, I'm just playing ownership percentage, and I think Noah Gregson's going to be too low owned because, who did we just talk about? Keselowski, Preece, and LaJoy are going to be too highly owned in his price range.
You think Preece is going to be that high owned?
I don't think he's going to be crazy high owned, but I think he'll be higher than Gregson.
I
mean, people know he's in, or at least I know,
Yeah.
But
he's
aware listeners should know that, no pun intended, aware listeners should know, Brickware. Listeners should know that Preece is in good enough equipment to have a solid race. And I think enough smart NASCAR minds who write about or tweet about or whatever, talk about DFS, know that Ryan Preece has the ability to finish on the lead lap tonight. And so I think that'll draw him enough ownership at $5,200 salary.
Okay. You figuring it out, or we going like this?
We're going like this because my camera ain't working on this thing.
First off, this is not sponsored by Coors Light, but I've turned into a Coors Light dude.
This is also not sponsored by Bud Light.
But I'm a Coors Light dude. from now on. So
from now until tomorrow.
Yeah, from now until tomorrow. So we're gonna get started here. We're gonna build some lineups if I can figure this damn thing out and click the right button. I, we talked about this earlier, Nick. As far as for a lineup, I think you have to start. I hate to do a cash build, but I feel like that's where we're at. You know, you're starting with Larson, you're starting with LaJoy, and you're probably starting with Keselowski.
Yep.
Like it's so hard to go off these guys just because of Larson's going to finish top 5, LaJoy's going to could finish top 20. At worst, he's finishing 30th, but at $4,900, you cannot go away from him. And Keselowski, same thing. He's $6,600. He starts 35th. You cannot go away from him. I like pivoting maybe up to Busher. I'm actually really liking pivoting off of Keselowski down to Gregson, like you were talking about. But I feel like the majority of your lineups need to start with Larson, LaJoy, Keselowski, and it sucks. Like this sucks. And I will even throw in Chastain as the main. Like if you're building a lineup, and like my optimal projected lineup for today is Larson, LaJoy, Keselowski, Chastain, Byron, and Stenhouse. Like most of the lineups, the top lineups of my projections start with Larson, LaJoy, Keselowski, Chastain. These weeks, they're not fun. These are not fun weeks to play because if you're playing, you're going to go against the chalk. And Nick, you're the exact same way. You don't want to go super chalky, but like these weeks you have to because it seems like not 90%, but the vast majority of races this year are going the chalk's hitting, and that's all you can do. You have to, and then you have to differentiate yourself elsewhere. You know what I mean? So good question here. Swallow Larson chalk and accept you won't have much Ross or Truex. Larson have I don't even think you have to get off Ross or Truex. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think you do. If anything, I think the strategy here is to get on someone like Larson and Kyle Busch at the same time, as opposed to paying down and getting Chastain. Like, yes, Chastain is attractive, starting 22nd or whatever.
He's very attractive.
But, but Chastain can also hit the wall. Truex we've seen him been super fast in practice before, and not perform during the race. So I don't think you have to get off the Larson chalk to still build a great lineup tonight. I think you can go Larson, Kyle Busch.
I think you're obviously going to need 2 Dominators at some point in this race. It's 400 laps.
400 laps you need.
So let's talk about that, because as much as you can still get on Larson, there's no guarantee he's going to dominate the race. Obviously, he's going to come from the back to front, but 400 laps is a lot of laps. We're talking Bristol, Martinsville. You need some Dominators in this race. So you absolutely have to have a Dominator. Not only 1, but 2. So who are you picking to dominate is what I'm worried about. And sure, Denny Hamlin could dominate. He's on the pole. He's going to draw a lot. But I think Kyle Busch, too many Kyles. Kyle Kirkwood is most likely to dominate. No, I'm just kidding. I think Kyle Busch is most likely to dominate given what we saw at Vegas, what we saw at Kansas, what we saw at Texas, and even Darlington, which of course is the same tire package as we're running tonight. Kyle Busch, those 4 tracks combined has been the best, and that's not a question.
Kyle Busch and Ross Chastain.
Yep, and Ross Chastain.
Fastest laps wise, it's Kyle Busch, Ross Chastain that are most consistent, and then Truex is up there as well.
Truex, absolutely. The one exception would be Darlington, but Hamlin's been so good at all these tracks too. So it's like JGR cars, right?
So,
and the best Chevys have been Ross Chastain and Kyle Larson at these tracks.
And then William Byron, as good as he's been a step back. He doesn't get the fastest laps.
Yeah.
He can lead a race, he could win a race, but he's not getting the fastest laps. And that's what concerns me the most about Byron tonight. because my projections love Byron. Like you throw that into the RotoViz, or not the RotoViz,
The
but
Fantasy Lab.
the Fantasy Lab. Wow, the Fantasy Lab.
Shout out to RotoViz, by the way. That's where I used to.
But yeah, the Fantasy Labs optimizer, it's using Byron about 50% of the time, throwing 150 lineups.
Yeah.
With my projections. So
Yep.
The big question is Hamlin though. Starting on the poll, do we trust him to lead? He's got to lead 100.
He's Jordan
100 plus
jinxed.
He's jinxed.
Do you know what happens with the Jordan jinx when he bets one outright in the Indy 500 that he's never researched in his life? First guy to crash out.
Straight into the wall, running second.
Yeah.
Running second. I don't even remember who it was. This is how much VK. There we go. Yeah.
Incredible. So Denny Hamlin's fucked. No, but for real though,
I really like Denny Hamlin. I really like Denny Hamlin.
If we're legitimate talking, I do like Denny Hamlin. If you're Jordan Jinx talking, there's an angle there, and I think we all know that Jordan Jinx is kind of real.
Here's the thing, though. Like you start out with that core four. You got Larson, Chastain, Keselowski, LaJoy. You can throw Hamlin in there, and you can still get a Busher. Mm-hmm. You could still take the chance with Bubba Wallace if you wanted to. If you don't want to go Keselowski and you want to come down to Gregson off of Keselowski.
Paul Menard pick of the week. No, Gregson.
Where's Gregson here? He's at 6.
6K.
You got 75. You can go Stenhouse. You can go Stenhouse, Gregson.
Yeah. Or you could.
I love this lineup right here.
Yeah.
Larson, Hamlin, Chastain, Stenhouse, Gregson, LaJoy.
That's an incredible lineup.
Yeah.
That's an incredible.
Because you're getting
the problem is it has so much chalk.
It does.
Like the whole lineup, other than Gregson, is chalky, but in combination with the other 5 chalk, Gregson's going to be the one you go to. So it's actually a super chalky lineup.
Mm-hmm.
If you in this lineup, if you pivoted off of Gregson to like Priest and left $900 on the table, I think that'd be a better lineup.
Man, that's tough. Leaving $900 on the table.
No, it's not tough. Do you expect Gregson or Priest to have more points today?
If I'm going to leave $900 on the table with that, though, I'm going to cut out Stenhouse and I'm going to go Austin Dillon.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like that.
This is so chalky. This lineup, and that's what y'all need to think about is show that lineup, but 500 other, and not 500, 20 people are going to play that lineup, the exact same one, because 5 of those are chalky, and the next one in line is Gregson. So instead of Gregson, play somebody else that's going to be, leave a lot on the table, or like you said, pivot off one of the other chalky guys. So instead of whoever, play Austin Dillon, right? So there's still a strategy to all this. We can pick drivers all day. We can't pick who's going to win. We can't pick who's going to be off the lineup. But what we can tell you is who is going to be over.
And that's a good question. First off, I want to get this question out of the way. I don't think we have great Wi-Fi here, but
it's on Fantasy Labs.
Yeah, Nick's article's on Fantasy Labs, so make sure you go check that out.
So Action Network is for betting. Fantasy Labs is for fantasy.
Yeah.
So DFS.
And my stuff's on fantasyracingonline.com, as I'm sure you guys know. If you're following me, you know that.
Yeah.
But it brings up a good question though, because Kyle Larson, he's probably going to be 50-60% owned tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Do you go over on that? Do you stay with the field? Like, do you go under? Like, the way the season's going.
Field for me.
Is he?
Yeah, he's a with. It depends on the contest format you're playing. In high dollar, he's an under, right? Because he's going to be 70-80% in high dollar.
Right. Yeah. Qualifier. You go off of Larson.
The qualifier that I won in the Coca-Cola 600 a few years ago, I won the qualifier. I won the qualifier, got second place, I crushed. Kyle Larson started on the back, just like tonight, and he was like 83% played.
I remember this.
83%, and I was one of like 3. $150 qualifier, right? So it only had like 80 to 90 people entering, but I don't remember the exact numbers. These are all ballpark. But point is, of those that didn't play him, it was a small handful, and then you just construct your rosters accordingly, you have a really good shot to win a qualifier.
You can go super chalky with the rest of your lineup.
So in a high dollar qualifier tonight, off of Kyle Larson's great. In a massive tournament, he's not going to be as chalky as a high dollar qualifier. So I think you probably go about equal to the field. We've been drinking, right? So
yes.
I got the hiccups, right? the drinking hiccups. But yeah, I think you go about equal to the field in a big contest. I don't think there's any way he's going to be under-owned tonight because
no,
despite it being a long race, a carnage potential race with everything that's gone on with the new car this year and the tires, we still saw it in some form. I don't think he's going to be like, 70% in the big GPP, which is probably where he should be for optimal lineup. He probably should be 50, 60%.
Mm-hmm. Gilligang week off of LaJoy. I can't get there. I can't get it because LaJoy 37th always has a better car than Gilliland, and Gilliland starting 30th.
I'd rather have Harrison Burton starting 17th than Gilligang, just because of ownership. Nobody's gonna be on Harrison Burton. I almost wrote him as Paul Menard pick of the week. If you're comparing Burton to Gilliland, I'd rather just have Burton.
That's an $1,100 difference, though.
Only because of an ownership play. That's the point, an $1,100 difference.
Wouldn't you rather go Ty Dillon?
Between Burton and Gilliland, yeah, I would have Ty. I would have Burton because he's going to be, 5% tonight? 6%? Tops?
Yeah.
Tops. And Gilliland's going to be 8 or 9%. And Burton has shown speed this weekend. It's not been amazing, but it's been enough over. And think about this race. We have 400 laps, but we have 4 stages. Every stage is 100 laps. So if you're out lapped in 100 laps, you're staying on the lead lap. And we're probably going to have a bunch of cautions anyway from spin outs, flat tires, whatever. I don't think we're going to see a ton of cars lap down tonight. So as long as you survive, you're in good shape. And I think Harrison Burton is much faster than Todd Gilliland this week. And I agree with you. I would rather have Ty Dillon than both of those, but I also think he's going to be higher owned than a Harrison Burton. So if you really want to get crazy in like a massive GPP, this is just for a big, like the main GPP. I don't mind a Harrison Burton play for a massive GPP, but don't go crazy. I'm talking like 10%.
I feel like there's like 3 points I'm trying to make here. One, we're both big Gilligang guys. So when we don't like him that much, it's probably saying something. So 1 or 2, Ty Dillon over Gilligang. 3, Harrison Burton. I feel like he's been getting the finishes lately, and I just need to pull this up. His season, because I feel like he's been like top 20 lately.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Harrison Burton
21st
13, 21, 14 in his last 3 races.
Yeah.
Like, what if he is a 13th place or 14th place car, but then there's also attrition and he reaches 10th?
That 13 was the All-Star Open though.
I understand. Yeah, that's true. But even the last 2 races,
so Dover, started 35th, finished 24th. That's it's solid.
Other than the DNF at Geico 500, but then the Food City Dirt race, he finished 20th, and he was shit in that race, and he still finished 20th. I don't think Harrison Burton's the worst tonight. I'm not going to have a ton of them, but 10%.
There's definitely there's a ton of room. Like there's so much. Even with having Larson chalk, you have a lot of room to work with salary wise.
Yeah.
Just on the basic build. Kevin Harvick this week. How fast does he start?
18th.
And he was even slower than that in practice. Or do we have any? They got him priced down to $8,000. I know you wrote up Daniel Suarez as a GPP pick. I like Eric Jones. Sitting there starting 25th, $7,600. Harvick can play it all.
Do you think Harvick will be higher owned than Daniel Suarez?
Oh, absolutely.
I would rather play Daniel Suarez than.
Yeah.
Give me the guy in the
significant
fast car.
more speed.
Give me the guy in the fast car.
Here's,
I don't care if they start 6 spots apart. Give me the guy in the fast car who's gonna be lower end.
And oh man, I hate Daniel Suarez. But all right, Thoughts on single entry build, and we kind of went over this, talking qualifier, but this is where it comes down to, because I think this is where you make your money tonight. I don't think you make your money tonight building 150 lineups, unless you're taking unless you're taking like a major stand on one driver or a just some chalk. I don't think you make that much money tonight building 150 lineups. I think you make your money in single entry and high dollar. What's your favorite strategy tonight with that? Are you fading Larson? Are you eating the Larson chalk? What are we doing?
You know how it's been this year. We don't want to fade the top tier drivers. It's the Paul Menard pick of the week, right? You play no Gregson.
Mm-hmm.
Like week every single week this year in high dollar. When I pick a driver that's like, let's say above 85, 8,800, has been bad.
Can you fade
and
LaJoy
below
in single
has
entry?
been good. Can you fade LaJoy? Yeah, absolutely. You should.
I don't think you should.
In a single entry, isn't everyone going to be on him?
Yeah, but I think you just take that to have differentiate yourself elsewhere. If you go Gregson and LaJoy.
Okay, yeah. No, I agree with that. I thought you were saying like Gregson versus LaJoy.
Oh, no. I'm saying if you combine them.
Yeah, I agree with that. And I'm actually building that right now. I would say Kyle Busch, Gregson, LaJoy.
I feel like LaJoy is so low price this week that you can't avoid him. Excuse me, is this slide?
Is this slide? Kelsey. That's my girl. Eric Jones and Ricky Stenhouse are going to be so chalky.
You think Stenhouse will be?
Hasn't he been awesome this year? A mile and a half in Darlington.
I don't think Eric Jones gets chalky tonight. I don't. 76. That's the weird price range.
Sorry. So Stenhouse definitely more chalky than Jones, right? All right. So single lineup, go Jones.
Jones over Stenhouse.
Go Jones.
I like that.
So I'm doing a single entry build right now as we talk. I went Kyle Busch instead of Larson. I went Gregson, LaJoy, and Jones.
Let me copy your thing here.
Yeah.
You got Kyle Busch,
Gregson, and LaJoy, as you said, playing together. And
sorry, I'm slow. I'm drunk.
You're fine. I'm drunk too. You're gonna like this.
Eric Jones. Oh, baby.
We've got 10-2 to play average with two drivers.
You're gonna hit Hamlin, aren't you?
Yeah, we're either gonna hit Hamlin or Truex, and we're gonna hit somebody slightly below him, like Chastain. Bowman. I think Bowman.
This is the same that I did before.
Yeah.
Just with Kyle.
So Hamlin and Chastain right there leaves you $100 on the table.
So this is the same build I did before, just I had Larson instead of Kyle Busch. So if you want to, like, qualifier single entry, you want to get off of Larson, you could come down to Kyle Busch, do a similar build like that. Yep. Go to Jones off of Stenhouse, similar upside there. Yeah.
So I'm gonna do this lineup, but instead of Chastain, I'm gonna throw in Bowman, and that's gonna be my massive GPP lineup.
Boo.
Well, I know it's boo, but like, if you think about, JGR has been awesome. Toyota's been awesome this week. Practice last weekend or 2 weekends ago at Kansas, etc. But if you think about the Chevys right now, who was the fastest Chevy this week? It was Larson and Bowman.
So Byron was up there, I feel like.
Byron was a few spots behind Bowman in practice times, but yeah, in 5-10 lap average, Bowman was faster. And Byron's going to draw more ownership than Bowman. No. No.
If there's a full fade in this lineup,
it's
Michael McDowell.
As much as I understand the logic of 600 miles, 400 laps, be a little contrarian to the mid and low tier guys, it's a bridge too far.
At best, he's finishing 18th. So you're looking at -8 place differential. He's not getting fastest laps.
And I'm the guy that was on JJ Yeley in Xfinity yesterday. I was on JJ Yeley in Xfinity yesterday, but I can't get on McDowell starting 10th. I can't do it. So yeah, the first lineup I threw in is the one that Jordan and I built, but instead of Chastain, I pivoted to Bowman because I think the Chastain one will be more chalky. So that's the first lineup I threw in the big GPP tonight.
That's my problem, and that's why I hate races like this. I can't, when it's so chalky, I can't get off of it. It's like, and if I do, I get so aggressive with it.
Yeah.
You know, I'll pivot to Kyle Busch, I'll pivot to Reddick, and I'll pivot to whoever else, and Busher, and I'll just get completely off all chalk. And then, you know, when Larson's running top 5 and Chastain's running 8th, I'll be like, well, that was dumb.
So I'm starting a lineup build now. Priest, Gregson as my cheap plays, and then going super chalky, Larson and Kyle.
Which I wrote that up as my favorite play this week is combining Kyle Larson, Kyle Busch, because not a lot of people are going to do that.
I 100% agree with that.
Priest is an interesting play because I don't trust the car at all.
It's still a super Haas car.
Right.
He finished. He was not finished. He was on the lead lap. He practiced amazing until the cylinder blew. But if we get the same thing and the cylinder doesn't blow, right? Like, look at his practice times. He was 12th in 5 lap average. Dyslexia right there. 12th and 5th lap average. No, 5th and 12th lap average. Wait, whatever that thing is. He was 12th out of 37 cars, and he's $5,200 in DraftKings starting 20 something, 26. So like I'm going Larson, Priest, Gregson, Kyle Busch, and then you have 8,200 play with 2 drivers. You could throw a Stenhouse or Jones. You could throw a Busher for your play. You could throw a chalky Keselowski, and then you can pay up for somebody. Whether it's Chastain, Truex, Hamlin, doesn't matter. So you pick an expensive driver and
there
a
we go.
driver.
Oops, I filled it.
Keselowski, Chastain, yeah.
Like there it is.
Yeah. I might go Hamlin.
That gets you off the LaJoie chalk.
I can't do that. I can't do Hamlin. All right, so we can't go with the Hamlin there. Well, let's go Truex since he was the fastest in 5 and 10 lap average.
Oops.
Truex and
I actually like that lineup a lot.
The Hamlin one.
No,
the Chastain one.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I like that too much.
Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go Reddick and Busher. Or Reddick and Keselowski. Yeah, I do like that Chastain line.
That Chastain line is,
I know.
dude, that's calling my name.
How about I go Chastain and Busch? Is that possible?
Nope.
Chastain. Oh.
Nope. Yeah.
God damn it, Keselowski.
Keselowski's perfect. All right, here we go.
I hate this lineup because I like it so much, but it's so chalky.
Kurt, he repeat Kansas?
That's a really good question. I thought about this.
And I think there's so much recency bias in fantasy NASCAR that I think Kurt's going to go like 20-something% owned tonight.
Yeah.
And he might run top 5, but he's not going to have a Kansas race again. There's no way. It doesn't happen. Like, just look at history with Kurt Busch. He has one of those races every year. Boom, he just got it out of the way. It's not going to happen again.
What about that lineup we just did? But LaJoie instead of Keselowski. Then you can literally pick any driver in the field. So you could pay up from one of Gregson or Priest to somebody else.
Man, you're going Gregson, Priest, and LaJoie.
That's what I'm saying. Instead of Priest or Gregson, you can drop one of them and pay up for somebody else.
Okay.
Right? Because you have too much left over here. So you could pick your favorite top tier driver, and instead of Gregson or Priest, pay up from one of those two to a 7 or 6K driver. So if I go Hamlin, let's say I pick Hamlin and Kyle Busch as my dominators. I could get off Gregson or Priest. I have $1,000 to play with. So let's say I go off Gregson.
You'd have to go off Gregson there because you got nothing else.
I can go to Busher. I can go to Keselowski.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I kind of like Keselowski and Priest here. How about that build right there? So Priest, Keselowski, LaJoie, Larson, Busch, and Hamlin.
I'm here on Ty Dillon.
Yeah, I don't hate that. There's just so many options this weekend. When the chalk happens, you get these weird, like, everything's an option.
It's the weird build. You can't like.
The mid-tier is going to be so underplayed though this weekend.
But
like, have we even talked about Daniel Suarez? That's what I'm saying. That's why I wrote him up as a GPP play.
course we haven't, because
consider
Daniel
Daniel
Suarez
Suarez.
sucks.
Yeah, but he's going to finish top 10, right?
No.
He might. He might.
At 78, though? Like,
Yeah, but if he finishes 9th, he's in the winning lineup. I think.
okay, you have a point, but
I think. I think.
I hate this week. I don't want to make any lineups.
I know. It's kind of.
Uh-oh, we got some guests.
invasion.
We got guests coming for this live stream. Who you guys got to win the race?
Who's gonna win the race? Yeah.
We're gonna fix them.
You're gonna fix.
So Kyle Busch is going to win tonight. Hamlin.
Daddy Hamlin. Daddy Hamlin.
Daddy Hamlin.
Let's go, Daddy Hamlin.
That's good.
Yes. Let's go, Daddy.
Danny Hamlin wins tonight. I'm going to be a happy man. I'll say
Jordan jinx. Just a reminder. Jordan bet one outright for the Indy 500. One outright. And he wrecked. First driver to wreck the whole race. From second place.
Let's get one more viewer in here.
Yeah, can we get recruit one more viewer, people? Let's go. Tweet it out.
Tweet it out. I chose this thumbnail for this live stream for a specific reason.
We dropped 2 viewers.
Come on.
Everybody tweet out the link. Yes. All right. So yeah. I don't think McDowell's the answer here. I don't think Kurt Busch is the answer here because, like you said, the recency bias. So I don't think either of us are on McDowell or Kurt that much. It's not that Kurt can't lead or won't lead. It's he probably be just too overplayed relative to the probability he leads.
Speed by segment says Kyle Busch.
Speed by
speed overall says Kyle Busch.
Right, but what I'm saying is if you look at what does Ryan from Accuracy Race have? It's called the total speed ranking. Number 2 in that is Denny Hamlin. Ross Chastain is number 1, Denny Hamlin's number 2.
And that's with all of his bad luck.
Yeah,
and that's why I like Hamlin so much tonight, guys.
Hamlin is good tonight.
I hate Denny Hamlin. I'm on Denny Hamlin so much tonight. It's not funny. I'm gonna hate myself this entire race because I'm on Denny Hamlin so much. But I agree with you. You can't. Great practice. I think he's gonna go over-owned because of it, and I think he's gonna disappoint. Kyle Busch is gonna be Kyle Busch. He's gonna run top 5 all night, as is Denny Hamlin. Though they're both gonna be there. They both can win.
Yes.
But as far as betting, give me Denny Hamlin at 11-1 even today over Kyle Busch at 6.5-1 because same speed.
How about this? Since we don't have any questions in chat right now. Oh,
there we go.
Just
one lineup: Ross or Truex. Ross.
I think you have to go Ross only because I don't think Truex. Not because I think Truex is bad. I think he's gonna be awesome tonight. I think Ross is gonna be awesome tonight, and you get 8 differential spots more with Ross. He's literally he's cheaper. So, yeah, and I don't think there's gonna be a massive ownership differential between the two, given how Truex was fastest in 5 lap, fastest in 10 lap. People look at that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
plus his
Ross
history
has
here.
just gone under-owned this year, you know?
Yeah.
Well,
people started getting on him, and then he wrecked at Dover, and he wrecked at Kansas again.
Yeah.
Texas. Again, recency bias. It's.
Give me Ross, and I hate saying it, but I think give me Ross. Let's do a Suarez build when we have a chance.
Was I actually right at Darlington playoff last year, or is this a sarcastic comment? I don't remember.
I didn't even remember Darlington had a playoff race.
This is Blaney. I am always on the mindset. Blaney cannot run at night. You look at his history.
Or Martinsville, apparently.
Oh.
His best track.
I'm just gonna go dig my own grave right now. Oh yes, yeah. Hamlin. I called that. I remember. Darlington was the first race. I said Hamlin's going to win this race, and then he's going to win the championship. Didn't win the championship, but no. But you look at past history. Ryan Blaney, night races, he sucks, and I think it's something. I think he has bad eyesight at night. Like, not even kidding. I think that's an issue. His night race history is not good at all compared to same track.
Which is weird because he's terrible at those high wear, like not Fontana, but like Richmond, Dover, Darlington, Homestead. He's terrible at those. So you'd think it would be a high wear deal, but then like at night when Charlotte's supposed to be cooler and less tire wear, still sucks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and Blaney, like, how much does Blaney recency bias get?
Although he won at Texas tonight.
Get bump off of
off Texas.
Get a bump off of Texas. He shouldn't have won at Texas, by the way. Should have been black flag.
Also should have been Busch winning if not for tires.
True.
All right, I'm going to ask a question. Suarez build.
All right, we're going to start with Daniel Suarez.
I want the Jordan, no RotoDoc, but Suarez build.
Oh man, this is tough. All right, so we start with Suarez coming down to LaJoy. I'm just doing this. I'm throwing chalk out here quick, and then I'm gonna.
And then you're gonna edit.
Yeah. So I got Larson. I don't think I can get off the Larson chalk here, but I will go. There you go, work.
I'm not complete.
That's tough, man. I feel like we're not talking about Chase Elliott enough either, by the way.
I agree. Especially starting where he is 13.
Right. I can't get
Chase Elliott is really, like, as much as I'm not a track history guy, he's good at Charlotte.
Chase Elliott's really good.
He's really good at Charlotte. And I'm not a track history guy at mile and a half, but like I said, you can make some rare exceptions like Blaney at Texas. I think Chase at Charlotte was one of those.
Give me this. Give me Hamlin, Chase, Chastain, Gregson, Priest, Suarez.
Here's mine. So I went Suarez, LaJoy, Larson and Hamlin, Jones and Stenhouse.
Okay.
Starting in the 20s, lower 20s.
Here, let me copy that here quick to get it on screen.
But I like these two a lot.
I really like that actually.
What was that? Priest and Gregson.
Priest, Gregson.
I might enter that. For a Suarez lineup, I like that.
Yeah.
The problem is you have Suarez and Denny Hamlin, like your two favorite drivers.
That's what I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, you hate having your favorite drivers in the lineup when they wreck.
That's not good. Who did you have? You had Hamlin.
I had Stenhouse, Jones, Hamlin, Larson, Suarez, and LaJoy.
Leaves you an extra 500 too.
Yeah, so it's nice because it's not going to be the chalkiest line.
Well, I mean, you could even come off of LaJoy then and go tie.
Sure.
If you wanted to, or even Priest. Any Willie B.
Yes.
My projections absolutely love William Byron.
Yes.
Absolutely love William Byron. Here, I'm going to give you this. I need to go to the restroom.
All right. So I'm actually going to do a lineup, and I'm not entering it for Jordan, but I'm going to do a lineup that I considered midweek. Midweek because I think these drivers were all too underpriced. And let me pull up my computer here. So the three drivers I thought were super underpriced this weekend were Hamlin, who I bet at 12-1, Chastain at 14-1. Now you can get him, I think, 50, I haven't looked at recent odds, but at DraftKings you get him 15-1 after practice and qualifying. And then William Byron, right? So Hamlin, Byron, Chastain, I think is very interesting, but you need Larson to have problems in this lineup. So this is like an anti-Larson lineup. So Hamlin, Chastain, and Byron, right? This is an anti-Chastain lineup, or anti-Larson lineup. Then you got to drop down. So I'm going to drop down to Priest here. And then you got 7250 average to play with 2 drivers. So obviously Keselowski is chalk. Let's plug him in temporarily. Keselowski chalk. Then you could go Jones or Suarez or Stenhouse, your favorite though. So yeah, pick your poison. I think that's a really good anti-Larson lineup. Is those 3 plus Priest, Keselowski, because you got to swallow some chalk somewhere, I think, in this weekend with how everything's been, whether it's LaJoy or Keselowski or Larson. You got to swallow some chalk somewhere. And with how cheaply LaJoy is priced, it's so hard to get off of him. The problem is, with the attrition of this race, I feel like we're going to see some issues for some high-priced drivers as well. Anybody going to the rear? I have no idea. We're drunk, and I'm going to look at Bob Pockris. Literally twittering Bob Pockris right now. All right, Bob, do your thing. To the rear, Almirola, Stenhouse, Custer, Gralla, Larson, and LaJoy, but none of those matter. There's nothing. Yeah, people are going to the rear, but none of it matters. 600-mile race, who cares? The only way it would matter if it would be like Denny Hamlin, right? Like, that's the only way it would matter. And even then, it probably wouldn't even matter that much. So I'm not really worried about people going to the rear in a 600-mile race. Are you?
Absolutely not.
Unless it was Denny Hamlin on the pole?
No. Even that.
That's what I was saying. Like, maybe a little bit. Like, I'd almost rather play the rear because.
Is anybody going to the rear tonight?
Yeah, I just read off. It's like Almirola, but like I don't care. Like,
Almirola's not
whoever goes to the rear doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's like Almirola, Larson, LaJoy, a couple other people. It doesn't matter. Here, it's right here. Custer. Who the fuck cares about LaJoy, Stenhouse, Gralla? Kaz Gralla. No, don't play Kaz Gralla.
Yeah, so it's what? Almirola, Stenhouse, Custer, Larson,
Kaz Gralla. Yeah, just don't worry about drivers going to.
Yeah,
Thank you for that. Yeah, but again, I don't care who goes to the rear in this race. Just don't care.
Yeah, doesn't matter. Are we worried anything about Larson's car and them not going to a backup and just going with?
No, I actually prefer that. Like, so a couple races ago, Stenhouse repaired his rear bumper, and like Joey Logano in a backup and just ran in the mid-20s all day. I'd rather. It's weird. We saw Kyle Busch almost win in the parts car, but when Byron went to the parts car, when Logano went to the parts car, terrible. And usually we think, who cares if you go to backup? But this year, other than that Kyle Busch race, it's been known that like backups haven't been as good. And it's weird to say that because that hasn't been a thing in NASCAR in the past 5-10 years, is backups being junk. But I'd rather have a car be repaired because we know that car is good.
Yeah. So Larson knows what he has.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Exactly.
I mean, he had the fastest lap.
If they're repairing cars because they love that car.
Yeah.
It'd be easier to go to backup, but they're repairing it because they like it. What are you doing with Christopher Bell? I think
Christopher Bell, I'm not even touching him.
Really?
Again, I'm not mass centering tonight. So when I'm hand building lineups, I'm not landing on Bell. Give me Austin Dillon.
I do like Bell. If you're a betting folk, I do like Bell's top 10 odds if you can find them at, let's say, like minus 125 or longer. So plus money all the way down to minus 125. I like Bell top 10 odds. His Toyotas are good. And Christopher Bell's been amazing at the relevant tracks this year. Even Darlington, which is one of his bad tracks, he finished 6th. And this is the same tire combo as Bell.
But in DFS, how can you play him starting third? You just can't.
No. Because it's different
It's
than on
not
the
a
poll.
it's not a full fade. Like if you're mass entering 150 lineups, you probably have to bet Bill in like 3 to 5 lineups. But it's so hard to play Bell right now with Hamlin starting first.
I would play
Kyle
Bell if
Busch
he was on
starting
the
fourth.
poll.
Kurt Busch starting second. Like Bell's actually the worst spot of the front 4 cars because you want to either be on the outside or the inside of the front row, not on second inside.
Here's going. How much LaJoy? That's the bad part about the back markers.
Yeah. I think 40% is fair. You
I think
can't
he's
get
gonna
on
come
too
in at
much.
about
'Cause What
50.
if he finishes 25th? Then it's not good enough.
At 49, though? 49,
Yeah,
that's
but it
good enough.
depends on if the Dominators dominate, like the high price drivers dominate. You need multiple high price drivers to make LaJoy more relevant. It's not that he can't be, but having like 3 high price drivers makes LaJoy more relevant if they all do well, because then you need a really cheap guy. But if you get like a Stenhouse and a Jones and a Reddick or a Chastain, right? Like, and they all do well, it makes LaJoy less relevant because you get all these mid-price drivers that have done awesome. So I think 40%, 35-40% makes sense with LaJoy. And when I model it, it's not even spitting out LaJoy. Let me go to Fantasy Labs here real quick. It's not spitting out LaJoy over 40%. I know that. But yeah, I mean, it's a tough one because like everybody's gonna play LaJoy, right?
Everyone is.
Everybody and their brother is gonna play LaJoy, and I just think it's too much LaJoy for. What finishes 25th, right? How do I have him projected at 4% ownership? That makes no sense. That makes no sense. These can't be Fantasy Labs projections. Okay, these Fantasy Labs and the Roto Grinders projections are mixed up. That's kind of weird. I may have to message the team here because these are way messed up. Look, I'm going to take you into my projections right now. My LaJoy projections for ownership is 20.9%, right? That's how much I have him projected to own. And when you come here, you go to Fantasy Labs, it says 4%. But then if you go to Roto Grinders, it says 11.4. Something's wrong with our projections right now.
I think something's wrong with all of the. Well, even look at this. Salary, 3,000.
What's his FanDuel? DraftKings. That might be
That makes a lot more sense.
It's like, what the hell? Yeah, 21. Okay, yeah, I got LaJoy projected 20%, 21%. I think it'll be higher than that.
I got him like mid-40s.
It's so tough though because how can you say that like Jones and Stenhouse won't get ownership, or like maybe Gregson's too high projected, right? Maybe he's 8% instead of 14, and that makes LaJoy like 27. And then you grab a few percent from these shit boxes, but yeah, I would say 35% LaJoy. Brandon Park is as drunk as we are.
Hey, cheers to you, Brandon.
Let's go. Cheers, buddy. Yeah, I was on the fan. That's why I was so confused.
I was really confused by that. I was like, there's no way both.
Yeah, no, we're good. We got it. We figured it out. I was on the FanDuel tab instead of the DraftKings tab. You're not wrong. Cheers, buddy. Cheers. By the way, I do want to see in chat, what did you all think of the Indy 500?
Sucked. It was awful.
Stop biasing the crowd.
Worst race I've ever watched in
Jordan
my life.
Jinx is the biggest thing in the history of life. By the way, Eric Almirola is dock blocked.
And Denny Hamlin is Jordan jinxed like 3 times now because
Yeah,
I just
I'm
keep.
building these lineups, and Chase Elliott is just not in enough lineups.
He's not like that's.
not.
I think that's where it's at. Is Chase.
Let's do Chase Larson. Reddick. Chase Larson Reddick. I'm doing a Chase Larson Reddick lineup for the fucking lulz. Priest. Priest and LaJoy. Let's go LaJoy. 83. I don't think it serves me very well. Let's go, instead of LaJoy, let's go Keselowski. That doesn't serve us well either. What if instead of Priest, we go LaJoy, Keselowski? Eat the chalk there. 6,900 left.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I can't make that arc either.
It's
Fucking Keselowski. What a dick. Hate that guy.
The more I'm looking at it is I'm getting higher on Ty Dillon and Ryan Priest.
Yeah.
Chase Elliott. Like I think Chase Elliott is going to be.
Chase is such a great GPP play tonight. If you want a big build tournament, Chase Elliott is, and that's why I'm eating the chalk with. I do feel like we need a Dominator though, so I don't think I can go Reddick Larson. I think. What if I go Kyle Busch? Okay. We're good here.
What?
So Chase Larson and Kyle Busch. Let's go LaJoy just to save a salary. And Priest.
Buddy.
Keselowski.
Buddy. You could even come off a Priest and go Ty.
Mm-hmm. Ty's cheaper than Priest?
No, Ty's 54. But
you can still get Keselowski there. Yeah. I see what you're saying.
Oh.
Fuck. But the problem is that's gonna be so chalky with Keselowski. Justin Haley's gonna be underplayed tonight.
He is. He always is. Yet he performs all the time.
Mm-hmm. That's why I like Gregson. I'd rather have. Fuck. What if we just not enjoy this and go Priest, Dillon, Gregson? Priest, Dillon, Gregson.
Okay.
Stay off of LaJoy.
Stay off LaJoy, yeah. LaJoy gonna end up wrecking. LaJoy never ends up on lap 2 wrecking. Come on.
Other than Phoenix last year when he and Bubba, that's a rare exception.
Yeah, we gotta
rare exception.
We gotta hop off here soon. I gotta build lineups.
Okay. Well, I'm building lineups as we go. Are you not?
No, I'm not.
Ah, well, fuck you. What are you doing?
I'm.
This is the ultimate Jordan thing. You can't even build a lineup.
Yes, I'm gonna put 20 of the same lineup into the 20 max. That's
I'm gonna do an Elliott.
My strategy tonight.
I'm doing Elliott Haley. This is the Elliott Haley lineup. I have way too much Kyle Busch. I need to not play Kyle Busch in the lineup.
Elliott Haley. Let me get this. Let me copy yours. So, Justin Haley, Chase Elliott.
Is there somebody like massively overlooking? Like we haven't talked about we haven't actually landed on much Buescher tonight.
Blaney. I wrote up Buescher as a GPP play.
Yeah, you did. And I do like that. It's just it's hard to get on him.
You know who we're probably overlooking?
Who?
Joey Logano. $8,900 starting 23rd.
What a fucking goddamn awful play. And you're right.
You're
right,
I hate
but
it.
I hate it.
I hate it because he's not going to win. He's not going to get fastest laps, but he's going to come away with a 9th place finish.
Piss me off. Piss me the fuck off. Fuck it. I'm going Priest and Gregson again. Priest, Gregson. Oh, Haley? No, I don't need all 3 of them.
See, I hate builds where it's 3 shit boxes. Not shit boxes.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I do too. I don't
3 low dollar guys. Like,
I don't like it either. That's why I'm not going Priest, Gregson.
So not fun.
Just give me Gregson. I don't care.
Gregson.
I wrote him up, so just give him.
Haley
Give
Gregson.
it to me, baby.
I love The Offspring. That's one of my favorite bands.
All the girls say I'm pretty fly.
Oh, white guy.
You know we're cool, right? Kyle Larson. 8,300. Is this the Daniel Suarez lineup? I'm dropping a priest in this one. 9,100. Oh, God damn it. It's Joey Logano, isn't it? Fuck.
You could
No,
go Blaney,
I
but
do need a Dominator in this. I don't
So,
have a Dominator. In this.
all right, here we go. If you're picking between Blaney and Logano tonight, who do you go? Yeah, it's
Joey. You got to get Joey.
it's Blaney or it's Logano. I mean,
Yeah. But everybody's going to go Blaney even because he, all-star race. And somehow people think Texas and Charlotte are similar, which makes no sense.
we just saw this comment. Any Logano love? Like, I'm pretty sure.
Funny.
Pretty sure that came in as we were talking.
All right, so I'm dropping off. I'm even dropping off Priest on that one. I can only get it to Bowman on this lineup.
How many DK tickets do you guys have for the championship? I have one. Nick hasn't played all year except for the Daytona 500.
The
So
only race I've played is Daytona 500 because I don't live in a DFS state.
yeah, I only have one. There's been like, there's like 4 weeks in a row that I was winning with like however many laps to go, and I just got fucking screwed. But yeah, I only got one entry in it so far. Still working on that.
All right, so instead of Chase Haley, I'm just gonna go Chase Gregson Priest.
Chase Gregson Priest.
Larson. Stenhouse. What if instead of Stenhouse we go Busher? I feel like Busher's a great pivot here on this one.
I love it.
And then we have Chastain or Byron. The problem is we don't have a Dominator in this lineup.
Byron.
We don't have a Dominator in this lineup.
Beans, Rice, Jesus Christ, and Byron.
Do you think you can have a lineup without Kyle Busch, Danny Hamlin, or Martin Truex Jr.?
Mm-hmm.
You think so?
Byron.
Then it's got to be. I have to go Byron in this lineup.
I don't think that.
It's three HMS cars. It's like a stack.
I don't think you can. I think you have to have Kyle Busch or Hamlin.
Right, or Truex. But yeah, I agree with Kyle Busch or Hamlin.
Where it's going to get screwy is if it's Kurt Busch or who starts third.
Oh, here we go. I went Priest and Ty Dillon instead of Priest and LaJoy. I mean, if I go, I can get up to Kyle Busch instead of Hamlin. I'll do both of these lineups. This is what I'm gonna do.
I like
All right,
that.
yeah, I'm gonna do this exact same lineup, but I'm gonna pivot. I will send this lineup to you all as what I'm doing here. Importante. So it's Larson, Elliott, Hamlin is the three expensive ones. Yeah. Oh, you got Busch and Keselowski, LaJoy and Dillon. That's sneaky. But
I love that right there.
That's why I went
right
Busher.
there, bud.
But that's why I went Busher because we're pivoting off Keselowski.
That's true. But give me that right there. Larson, Elliott. Nobody's going to go Larson, Elliott, Kyle Busch in the lineup.
I was literally just doing that.
Yeah, but you're not everybody. By the way, one more thing. Why is
LaJoy here?
Why
so
is
this is my lineup.
Why is this contest fucking sponsored?
This is my lineup. It's almost the same, but
Larson, Elliott, Kyle Busch.
instead of Keselowski, it's Busher,
LaJoy, and Priest.
and Priest instead of Ty Dillon.
I'd still rather go Ty, but
I'd rather go Priest. He's gonna finish. He's gonna finish 12th.
I'd rather go Busher over Kez, but I'd rather go Ty over Priest. So
makes sense.
You're too heavy on Priest.
I read it. I'm too heavy on my
Oh shit!
That's why I'm the RotoDoc. God, I make terrible puns and I love it.
I was gonna say, what was it last night? PJ won.
PJ won. Yeah, the PJ won. PJ Walsh won. The bet.
Man.
PJ won.
Oh. All right, one more question. How about Truex? Then we're getting off here.
How about Truex? Fantastic play, probably under-owned, given people will be on Hamlin and Kyle Busch. Chase Elliott's the most under-owned play tonight, I think.
I think Chase Elliott's the play.
And I'm literally making just Chase Elliott lineups right now before the race starts in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
I do think Truex, to answer the question, I think Truex is going to be under-owned.
My projections have Truex and Byron equal. So between the two, which would you rather have?
Oh, that's hard.
Fucking tough.
Probably Byron, just because.
But he starts
Truex.
5th. Truex starts 14th.
But Truex had faster practice times. Truex starts a little further back, so
Byron
maybe
doesn't
you
get
the
faster
place
flaps.
differential. Yeah.
Truex usually doesn't either unless he dominates.
Over the long run, Truex gets them, but the problem is I don't think we're gonna have a ton of long runs. I like the Hendrick cars because of the short runs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what's getting me on Chase Elliott is these short runs. Ooh.
Yeah, Chase Elliott's definitely my play tonight. I'm gonna be super happy.
I think, yeah. I mean, and it's fun because like we can write up these articles when we're drunk last night or this morning, still drunk. And then when we actually get to analyzing them, building lineups, it's like you get on different drivers.
Yeah.
Not that we don't like the drivers we wrote up. It's just like all of a sudden as you're building, it's like,
this
shit.
makes a little bit more sense.
Yeah,
because this. That happens. I feel like that happens every week. I do live stream. This guy actually
And
brought my
we haven't
sense.
done as much Chastain as I thought we would either, too.
I'm gonna be so heavy on Chastain tonight. It's not gonna be funny. I'll say that.
Well,
Just like every week, it's been Chastain for me. But all right, no more questions. We're all good. We're gonna go build lineups.
Yeah.
And sweat out this race because we have plenty of bets sitting here. So good luck to everybody that's playing DFS tonight. Good luck to bettors molesting my camera. But yeah, good luck to you guys. Hopefully,
I hope you enjoy the drunken stacking Denny's.
and hopefully tonight is a lot better than the first two races.
Dude,
were
these
today.
races suck.
God, man.
Tonight, whatever.
And-
They're the two of the worst. That Monaco Grand Prix was terrible, but that Indy 500 was the least amount of passing I've seen in Indy 500 since they went to this current style car. 2012.
I don't want to root for calamity, but I want tire failures tonight. I want people hitting the wall. I want
Passing.
Justin Haley finishing third again.
Well, I just made a lineup with Justin Haley, so let's go. I'm all for that. Let's go.
All right, guys.
Peace out.
See ya.
Good luck.
Good luck.
Win. So if you win, tweet me and Jordan.
Yep. Yes, sir. See ya. Oh, I got to hit it twice.